bit to comedy. My name is Carol Coven. There are three kinds of lies that our parents told us. One kind I think of as emotional training wheels, like the tooth fairy serves a larger purpose. It's sweet, but you're not old enough to understand the real story about how your teeth are going to fall out of your head until you get a little bit older. Second kind is the kind that used to be true, but it's not true anymore. It was true when they told us, but it's not true now. The third kind is they just want you to do something, and they don't want to tell you just do it because mom said so they make up some lie about why you ought to do it. So I use keywords to identify the lies that I'm going to be talking about tonight, so it's easier for you to remember the stories. So the stories I'm going to be telling, the lies I'm going to be talking about tonight are germs, tapioca, and China. So germs, the lie is cover your mouth when you cough. Now, you all are mostly young in this room, but when I was growing up, we used to see big posters of sprays of germs coming out of your mouth every time you cough because you didn't cover your mouth when you coughed. And so they taught us, okay, there's germs going out into the air, and you're spraying them all over everybody unless you are a good little girl and you cover your mouth when you cough. So that was fine, and that served me my entire life until I had a grandchild. I took a picture of her coughing when she was covering her mouth. And when I showed her the picture, I said, see, the germs go in your hand instead of spraying out all over the place. And she said, the germs go in my hand? Freaked out. Well, it turns out, about that time, we figured out that hands are what transmit colds all over the place. So they changed the rules. So now the rule is either cough into your elbow or cough into your shoulder. So as long as you don't go square dancing a lot, you can cough into your elbow. Second lie is tapioca. Now the lie was, you don't have to finish something new, some new food that I've given you from my mother, but you do have to taste it, you do have to try it. This was all well and good until one night my mom took a stand over tapioca. I don't know what was going on in her life at the time. It was dessert, for heaven's sakes. But we had lived in 3 states in 5 years. We were in the second of 3 houses that we were going to live in 5 years in that state. She had, all of her children now were finally back at school, but she hadn't had a chance to go back to work yet. She had a third generation degree from college. She was probably getting pretty restless. So this, and Dad usually didn't let her experiment with food. He said, you know what I like? Just make it. This night, she made tapioca. We'd never had tapioca before. I tried it, I didn't like it. And she said, you must finish your plate before you get up from the table. We'd never had that rule before. In fact, she was putting a lie to the rule that we did have, which was, you can try it, if you don't like it, it's okay. They all finished, they all got up. I dumped it in the trash can. We never had tapioca again, and to this day, I cannot eat tapioca. The third lie is China. Now, my parents didn't say this, but I had friends whose parents said this to them when I went over and had dinner at their house. Finish your dinner because there are children starving in China. Now, this never made any sense to me. If I finished my dinner, I couldn't help those children who were starving in China. If I didn't finish my dinner, who is going to take the food to the children who are starving in China? As it happened, I grew up and got married, and my husband's food rule was, leave something on the plate so the cook will know that you had enough to eat. So that was a new rule. And then I finally went to China, and you know what? There are no starving children in China anymore, and they didn't thank me. That's all I've got tonight.